Hello guys, welcome to the STPL. Now, interestingly, you're wondering why am I so late today? Well, I got my new chair, as you can see from the parts back there, and I monumentally failed at putting it together, which is why I'm still on my old chair. I got like part of it together and I messed that up, and then essentially I was trying to get the rest of it done, and I couldn't get the back in because you need someone else to hold it essentially while you're doing it. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but luckily enough you guys get to see Lottie in the background, so that's kind of better, if anything. The funny thing is you can see the filters on and it's messed up the Lottie's blanket, which is green. I could probably turn the filter off. That's why I didn't get the why I didn't get the green screen up as well. There is not going to be a chair building stream after STPL. I've already nearly stabbed myself with the chair. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to wait until tomorrow and then see if we get like a little bit better thing going on. You cannot help me. You cannot you can't sturdy the chair for me, unfortunately. It'd be great if you could, but let's have a look at what we're going to be seeing today. This is the final day of the group chat. Group chats, because I read Twitch chat and chat. The group stage of the STPL Season 2. After this, we'll be heading into the playoffs. That's probably going to be a couple of weeks away. I do need the technique. Oh man, I'm going to try again after, but I've called for backup tomorrow. So now, the last teams left to play are iRk, Eternal Friends, DM, and Rev. Now, out of all of those 4 teams, the only team that are unable to make it into the playoff top 8 positions is going to be DM. So every single game is going to matter here. iRk are currently safe in 4th. It's going to take a little bit to knock them down, given they've got such a good game score. But it's still going to be possible. I said it was going to be a couple of weeks game. Unfortunately, I've got to wait until Liquipedia get the bracket contest ready and stuff like that. So until that happens, I cannot move forward. Hey Jack, nice to see you, but our first game is going to be iRk and Eternal Friends. Now, if Eternal Friends cannot win here, they will likely be dropping out of the top 8, depending on how Clan Revolution do, and depending on how iRk do against them. So hopefully we're going to get a good series here. Looks like we've got some fun matchups coming up. Let's actually have a look at those. We're going to start off with, I think this is actually going to be a TVT between Unko and Pinkbrush, so I need to reload the overlay. Good old race picking subs. We're going to have a PVT between Favorite, and I don't know how the hell to say this guy's name. I'm just going to say Gus. I've got to figure out, I'm going to call him G, right? He's such a G. Let's go with that. We're going to have a TBZ between Marwin. No, TBZ between Marwin and Darking was a walkover. I don't know who actually won that, so I'm waiting for someone from iRk to turn up and tell me. But Aggie is online, so hopefully he'll be able to confirm. And then we're going to have a PVZ between Dwalt and Shaylin. So that should be kind of cool. As I mentioned, I'm going to need to reload the overlay in a second, which is really annoying, but not really much I can do about that. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday so far, and hopefully we're going to start off the weekend with a couple of matches. By the way, if anyone has any idea of how to read that guy's name, just give me suggestions. I'll take them and we'll see what we're going for. Starting us off here is going to be a TVT. Ignore the Protoss icon for now. He has won a game against Terran, but that was when he was playing Protoss. I believe Unko was actually one of the more old school players on iRk, but he only really turns up if they desperately need him. Looks like SPX had to sub out, so, and obviously given how important the match was, there's going to be a lot of pressure for Unko, because he is going to need to win his game, or at least put up a good fight. His opponent going to be for EF, it's going to be Pinkbrush. Now, Pinkbrush against Terran, we've not got his TVT stats, but you can see in his last 10 games, he's 1-3 against Terran. So, TVT definitely not his best matchup. Kind of interesting to see how that's going to go. Let's have a look at the map stats as well. Now, Neo Arkanoid has been a cool map. There's been a lot of really balanced matches here. There's been a few TVTs and stuff as well, but Definitely one of my favorite matchups so far. I don't want to go into obviously the history in the bottom right because it's wrong, but that's how it goes. Let's get into game number 1. It's Unko versus Pinkbrush, and it's going to be on Neo Arkanoid. Now, you'll have to forgive me a second while I reload the overlay again. I've had to do that 3 times now because I need to fix my coding a little bit, but luckily enough after this I should have a little bit of a break. I'm going to be casting Custom Use Star League Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week, so we will still have stuff to watch, but until the playoffs have played, we'll have to go from there. But let me just quickly add everyone in the bottom right hand side. In the lime, well, this isn't a lime green, I guess it's pale green. Fighting for iRk from the USA, it's Unko. And his opponent spawning down here in the golden orange. These two colors look so good together. It's going to be Pinkbrush fighting for Eternal Friends. Looks like Lighty's wiping a tear from her eye. Hopefully she's not crying. She seems quite content behind me. She's just cuddled up with herself, being all cute as normal. If you're wondering what I'm doing, sorry for not looking at what's going on. I'm just quickly sorting out the overlay again. Who was the third player going to be? It was going to be Darking. Oh, by the way, yeah, I cut myself while I was trying to put my chair together. How is that possible? Yeah, I thought it was a PVT as well, but it was a substitution, so that's what happens. Better a sub than a walkover is what I always say. Now, Unko's starting in the bottom right, Pinkbrush in the bottom left. It is this weird green versus orange. As you can see, guys, I'm not very well prepared today. Age said Marwin got the walkover. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so technically, iRk are going to be a 1-0 lead at the moment. You didn't miss the chair. I messed up trying to put the chair together, and I couldn't do it. I am so bad at anything to do with building if it's not a computer. I am literally the most incompetent person in the world. It's brilliant. I'm also not too bad at like putting together videos and overlays and stuff, but outside of that, oh, oof, that's a big oof. Like that meme with the guy laughing, and he's, oh no, it's the football manager, and it's like in front of like the the like tumble dryer or the washing machine like load thing of saying like large oof. That's me. Oh, Pinkbrush is Chaylin's husband. I didn't know that. Hootie, I did not promise a chair building stream afterwards. Now, we've got both players going for an expansion, but we obviously saw the quicker gas from Unko, so there's going to be a quicker factory. The factory is actually already done. He's going to go into a starport in the bottom right. I could probably make a new chair emote by the time I got it together. That is true, but then that would also involve me not putting the chair together throughout that. So Pinkbrush went for a 14cc in this game, in case you did miss it while I was messing around with the overlay. Double factory coming in for Pinkbrush. Now, the last time we saw a TVT on this map was on Wednesday. It was Bishop versus Radley. Both players went ghosts, and it was one of the best TVTs I've ever had the pleasure of watching. It's not the instructions that's the problem. Just to go back to the chair building a second. Essentially, the issue is I've got to put the back into the back part of the chair, obviously, and then I've got to screw it in, but you have to screw it in at a specific angle, and it's very hard to hold the chair in a position to have the screw holes in the right place and also screw it in at the same time. So that's the issue. I need to get a second pair of hands, so I'm hoping I can get some help tomorrow. I've called in some backup. I have sat on the bottom part of the cushion and it does seem comfortable. But when you look at Amazon reviews to try and work out how to put the chair together, because I couldn't find the instructions, there's a lot of people that say after a couple of months it loses its comfiness. So I'm really, really hoping that I get lucky here. But I did go for a cheap and cheerful chair, so if if I'm not comfortable in a few months, I know what to do. Buy a better chair next time. But my friend who's had one almost a year said it's still comfortable, so... Now, Wraith coming in here from Unko. Unko just playing pretty standard for a factory expand on this map. Obviously, you want to get a starport early. Going to go into some Goliath drops. We saw Bishop do this as well. And it's a really good opening, so... I really have done my chair research. That's it. Like, I'm technically the map man in Brood War, but I'm also like the stats man, because I've also got all the stats that no other tournament has, like game duration and stuff like that. And I like my stats on chairs, man. I gotta get my stats correct. Maybe what I'll do, because I've got everything in a position where I can still get to it, maybe when we have a break between the two series, I'll try and put the rest of the chair together. I don't know whether I want to put the chair arms on, but +1 attack coming in here for Unko pretty early. You don't necessarily need it this quick, but it does obviously give you a benefit. My chair's APM. Well, it's supposed to be a racing chair, so I imagine it's at least 2,000. Now the dropship coming in to the third base up here, even dropping a single Marine in. I'm not sure why you wouldn't just wait for a Goliath, to be honest, but Marine going to help out a little bit. Not going to focus down the SCVs with the Goliaths, so this can do a little bit more than maybe, or a little bit less than maybe it should have done. But one of the Marines goes down immediately. The dropship has given up on these units, so these units are going to go down. And this wasn't really the most effective drop, but he will get a tank, which is obviously quite good. Now, is he going to repair the tank? Oh yeah, he can't repair the Goliath. Wrong person. It's a racing office chair. It's like an Amazon branded chair. Well, it's not Amazon branded, but it's Amazon sold. They're called Umi, and I don't know if they're any good. Let's just say that. Yeah, it does sound fast. Now, the second dropship has finally come back. He has not repaired it yet, which is really annoying me. Definitely need to make sure you repair all of your dropships. Oh, finally, here we go. He was listening. He's cheating. That's it. He's cheating. Ban him. Yeah, good to see him repairing, because I didn't even see Bishop repairing his dropships the other day, and it really triggered me, because there's no seatbelts, and time machines should be banned. Humans can't even be trusted with normal things, let alone time machines. Unless I own the time machine, then I'd go back in time and help myself build my chair. Oh, Buena's saying he's got a £1,000 mega office chair from work. Had a scratch on the back or something, so you got it for free. Oh my goodness. That's so lucky. Who's up for raiding Buena's house for his office chair? Now looks like Pinkbrush going to get ready to take a third base down here. Obviously going into his own dropships as well. 3 dropships for Pinkbrush, 3 for Unko. Looks like Unko's actually stopped building dropships for the time being. But Pinkbrush's already started adding on a lot of turrets. Now the good thing for this is it does mean you can obviously kill anything that comes through. We're going to use Wraiths as a little bit of bait to try and block this third base, but a lot more units actually dropping out here for Pinkbrush. But no, it's not. It looked like it was more than it was. And Unko's going to secure this position. Nice. Booty saying I need to go back in time and give primates 4 hands and I'm all set. Yeah. Oh, Unko may be playing this a little bit too aggressive. Honestly, better to stay in the third base here, but looks like we're going to have a... Oh, I thought this was a dropship. It's going to be a Wraith. Chased away the Engineering Bay. Now, killing this is actually really annoying because you don't want to lose it. Okay, good. Not going to kill it. There is a single Goliath down here, but imagine if he kept the 2 tanks alive and just secured this area. Like, how is Pinkbrush ever going to cost effectively go to expand? He's not. That's the answer. Now, we've got 3 factories pumping units for Pinkbrush. We're going to have this is just the supply depot. +2 attack actually is on the way for Unko already. Now, +2 attack is kind of the damage breakpoint in TBT you want to aim for. Now, Unko going to expand to the top right. Not going to expand down here just yet. Actually going to double expand now. Green saying, can we pause the game? I need to use the restroom. No. No, we cannot. I'm already late enough. I can't imagine pausing the game anymore. Hey, Aggie, how did the iRk tour go? Or watch on your phone. Sorry guys, you'll have to forgive me if I go a little bit quiet at some points. I'm trying to drink a lot of water and also chill a little bit because today at work was really tiring. Oh, we've got double dropships coming in here for Unko. It's really interesting that he's not sending all of them. I think he's forgotten one. Now, having 3 dropships is obviously going to be better than 2. Now, Unko looks like he wants to push towards the pizza wedge. Now, if he drops here, he's got position over where the factories are coming out. So, oh no, going into the main again. I really feel like Unko is maybe playing a little bit too aggressive with these drops. But is going to clear up a few Goliaths, going to get on top of the factories regardless. But there is a drop coming in from Pinkbrush as well. So Pinkbrush is also going to secure a position over the factories. A lot of SCVs being pulled on this side to try and clean this up. SCVs are not going to help on the other side as it's mostly Goliaths, but the Goliaths will be cleaned up by the tank. A third... Oh, I thought that was the 3rd dropship coming in, but it's not. 3rd dropship coming back. It does not have any units in. And here we see a Wraith fighting a Goliath, and that's not a normal thing to see, but it worked out. Goliath's in the main of Pinkbrush still alive up here, not doing too badly. The tank is even still alive in this position. 2 of the factories really low on health, but does need to focus down this Goliath now. Doesn't manage to save the tank for now, and it looks like both players going to clean up the drops. Now, the difference is Unko has a 4th base up in the top right-hand corner, got his 3rd base in the bottom left, or bottom right as well. Looks like Pinkbrush not going to be taking that 4th base just yet. Not really looking to move out. Now, do need to keep an eye on this because losing a burning building is so unbelievably easy in Brood War if you don't think about it. And when you go back on macro, you should really see that it's done, like it's burning, but it's not the easiest thing to spot, especially when you're going through your buildings quickly. Now, 5th factory being added on here for Pinkbrush. Unko is up to 4 now. Going mostly Goliaths though, which... when you're on 3 gases, essentially, that really doesn't help you too much. I guess he is going for Wraiths as well. But the Wraiths aren't really going to help too much. If he can get the dropships, though, this is going to be a massive, massive play. Gets 1. Doesn't get the others, though. If he can, this would be really, really good. But unable to do so now. 4 dropships, or 4 Goliaths even, going to be dropped off in the main. But that's going to sacrifice that dropship. Now... I like what Unko's doing here, but I feel like he's just... I feel like he's dropping in the wrong places, so... that's one of the big problems in TBT. Now, the funny thing is, I think this barracks was trying to fly away to actually land and build some marines. Oh my god, he built a turret under the barracks. Okay, this is going to be the problem, right? We've got Pinkbrush with, I think this is 4 dropships now. Yep, 4 dropships. Unko currently has none. How does Unko defend the top right-hand base? He has no way of getting his units up there, so this command center, it's dead. Like, you can't defend up there now. Losing all your dropships on drops that realistically don't do too much, it's not great. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a big, big mistake. Now, if Pinkbrush can hold this top right location, you don't have to move from here. This is TBT, right? You take this position with your Goliaths, with your tanks. You kill all of the SCVs up here. That's a lot of lost minerals, essentially, because this is a bunch of minerals up here in this top right. And if you never move these units, guess what it does? It stops your opponent ever being able to expand up here again, unless they commit a big amount of forces. Like, if you get a big amount, or if 3 tanks when they get +2 attack, let's actually check the upgrade. Oh, looks like he's not going for +2. That's actually a big mistake. Going for +2, incredibly important. Where's the science facility? Is there just no science facility? Yeah, that's actually a big problem. You need +2 in TBT. He didn't really mine that much gas. He only mined 300, so that's not really that impactful. Looks like he wanted to try and expand again and hide another expansion, but it's not going to work. Oh my goodness, Unko is going to expand over here. I did not see this whatsoever. How the hell did he... Did this just fly through the entire... Oh my god, Pinkbrush scans it. Unko, this is not his day. Hiding all the bases. That's certainly not something you want to have happen. But once again, without dropships, it's really hard to hold this. Now, are we going to get into a really weird game where both players hold the other player's expansions? Oh my goodness, he's building another turret to kill the kill the barracks. Oh well, I guess it pushes it away, but not for long because the Goliaths are going to come up here. Now, we do have a race coming up here to try and intercept the dropships. Don't manage to do so. Will kill one, but all of the Goliaths come out. Now, where is this drop from Unko? Why is he not moving it? I guess he's waiting for more units, but needs to go now. Otherwise, this command center is going to go down. The barracks does go down as well. Oh my goodness. I've just realized the factory burnt down. I wasn't sure if it was going to, and it did. So there we go. The factory burned down in a TBT, not your everyday move. Now, the science facility is finally up here. And plus 1 armor. Ha, this is very strange. Now, unfortunately, neither player is going for a covert ops yet, so I don't think we're going to see that this game. Look at this. I mean, another command center going down from Unko. He's down 30 supply already. Another expansion coming up over here, but Unko, rather than trying to secure the top right, is going straight into attack. So, this is definitely not great. Now, Green saying +1 armor should be, or might be decent in gold versus gold fights, but honestly, overall, +2 damage is just better. You can get armor afterwards if you want, but +2 damage increases your tank damage so much that it's just not worth it any other way. Now, I mean, this base is going to go down, but it was the natural of Pinkbrush, so essentially, there's no minerals left. I mean, Pinkbrush does need to expand, but look at this. He's already got 2 dropships worth of SCVs going up to the top right. The dropships of Unko going down again. Like, losing all these dropships over and over again is not good. Unko is slowly starving himself out of gas. And okay, so you've got however many tanks this is. 8 tanks over in the top right hand corner. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to push into this? No, you're not. Like, you can't push down here. So now you've got tanks that aren't securing a base because there's no minerals at it. The gas is almost, well, there's some gas here, so if he can drop an SCV over. But look at this, he's going to try and push forward into a really heavily fortified position. I mean, it's going to work out a little bit because Pinkbrush moving a little bit too far forward. Wait, is he getting armor and attack? Am I blind? No, I don't think there's another armory, so I think it is only just attack. Only armor. There we go. I mean, those tanks have been cleaned up over in the bottom right. Wraiths are coming out again, but unfortunately on this map, because you can drop units pretty much everywhere, other than on the buildings, of course, the Wraiths can't really snipe the dropships as easily. Now look at this. The Wraiths are flying into the Goliaths. They've just killed his tanks. Like, Unko, man. Killed his dropships even. Now this is, oh my goodness, that's a lot of Goliaths. Okay, he gets rid of the drop without taking too much damage. The mines do not go off. They could have caused a big mine drag. But without the dropships again, how do you secure a 4th base? Hey, Customers. Green saying build 1,000 eBays and 100 eBays and hide your tanks under them. You know what? I'm going to zoom out a little bit more again. It feels weird to watch TBT fully zoomed in now. Now the Wraiths are going to come over, find the same Goliaths that were there before. And that's not a great position to be in. Now it looks like we finally do have some tanks over here. So he is going to be able to finally take a 4th base. There is a Wraith coming up here, but there's still 2 Goliaths. There's actually another 2 up here as well. Was that 3 Goliaths? No, 2. And I mean, given how this game is going, I'd say Pinkbrush has an advantage, but that drop was a little bit of a flub here from Pinkbrush, so Unko does have a little bit of a supply lead now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factories, 4 dropships for Unko, whereas Pinkbrush is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factories. Only 1 starport, which means the dropship count is going to get higher slower. But there's also another 2 dropships, I think it is, over here. No, 3 dropships, so... And I sure can custom use. I'm going to be casting Custom Use Star League next week, by the way. I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday and catch up with myself. Oh, the dropship's going down in the middle of the map again. Unko is really not sure what to do with these dropships. I mean, dropping off Goliaths in this area is not going to do anything. Like, you need tanks up here, and I think that the tank dropship died. Yeah, there's going to be no STPL next week because the playoffs haven't been played yet. They'll be played possibly next weekend, possibly the weekend after, depending on Team Liquid and when they get the bracket contest ready. But I'm going to use the chance to continue casting, get the Custom Use Star League up to date, and show you guys those amazing games because they've been brilliant. So looks like we finally have a couple of tanks being loaded into a dropship. They're going to be heading up to the top right. Now, Unko is going to be able to secure this base. He has managed to clear up the units in the top right. The Goliaths, unfortunately, still can't do anything. Now, triple dropship coming back. They do manage to survive, so that is something at the very least. Maybe look at these units. Like, yes, he killed a few turrets. Imagine if there were tanks up here. The tanks died in the dropship that didn't make it up, so that is very unfortunate. Now, throughout, as this game goes on, I'm getting colder and colder, so I'm going to need to turn the heating on after this one. Although, ironically, I can't get into the heating cupboard because my new chair is in the way. Oh well. I'll figure it out. Okay, we've got Pinkbrush coming in from another location. Looks like Unko wanted to try and secure the right-hand side. Once again, with a floating command center, we've got another command center flying from the very bottom of the map. Oh no, the Goliath's in the middle again! Oh, Unko's losing so many dropships worth of units, and he lost all the tanks again. It's gonna, it's gonna be another Goliath-only drop. Here we go. Once again, the units are not gonna be able to attack over the wall. And the issue with this is these tanks, they siege up and they will be able to defend. Now we've got Pinkbrush pushing in the bottom right. Now obviously Unko playing his off race here. So this is obviously a little bit of a problem. But Unko very experienced with the game if I can remember correctly. But Pinkbrush going to secure the top right hand location once again. Now this is what I thought we were going to see. If Pinkbrush just sieges these tanks right here, scans. That's all that. Now, finally, the dropships are actually able to get the units out. Now, these units still aren't able to do anything, but... Yes, the new chair curse. Oh my goodness. Now, 2 tanks gonna drop down. I don't like to tell Unko this, but 8 Goliaths kills 2 tanks fairly easily if they get in position. Now, obviously, +2 attack is done, but the command center goes down. The Goliaths are not running up to the tanks right away. So this isn't going to do too much. But we've got another... Oh no, more dropships are going to go down. Every single dropship I've seen from Unko has died this game, I think. Like, if we could see a death count of dropships, I would love to see it. Maybe I need to watch back the replay and just count how many dropships have died in the making of this game, because there's been a lot of them. And that's a lot of gas and a lot of minerals. And now Unko, he's mined out of his main. He's mined out of his natural, including the gas. No, there's still some gas left, but there's no command center here anymore. And the bottom left-hand base is mining out as well. Now, we've got him sending that other command center up here. Now, there is a good number of Goliaths up here in the top right, but look at how many tanks there are. They're still only on 1-1, though. Where is +2 attack? It's almost done, but that is so late in the TVT. You kind of specifically want to rush for +2 attack, and then everything else doesn't really matter. But Unko finally going to be able to secure this top right base, but there's all dropships full of SCVs. There's even gas SCVs here. I really, really hope he doesn't waste this gas, but it's difficult to not, or it's difficult not to waste it because you have to remember to return cargo, but it looks like that's going to go down. But I think this could be the death nails here of Unko, because I mean, look how many units Pinkbrush has. Pinkbrush is up 30 supply at almost 20 now, but Pinkbrush has the top left hand side. Admittedly, this base is dead, but there's not really... Oh, there's a lot of gas here. That's definitely not good to miss. But now the tanks are up in the pizza wedge. There is 4 wraiths against... that's many Goliaths. That's 14, I think. Yeah, I guess 14. Cloak comes in, but Scan comes up immediately, so 2 of the factories are going to be forced to relocate. The dropship's going to go back home to pick up more units. And honestly, I'm not really sure where Unko takes it from here. Yes, he has a lot of tanks over in the top right-hand corner. Yes, he's managed to secure this 4th base. But his main is under fire. He's going to start losing supply depots. No additional upgrades coming in. Science facility not doing anything either. No BC switch coming in. Not really the economy for it. And a scan goes down in the top right-hand side to see the base is in fact coming up again, and these dropships should be loading up fairly soon with all of the units coming out the factories. Interestingly, Pinkbrush is skipping back into vultures now. Now vultures are good when you're low on gas, but Pinkbrush is still mining a lot of gas, so I'm not really sure on why he's going for the dropship for the vultures here, but I guess it works out. Maybe plans to go into BCs a little bit later on does help if you have a little bit of a gas bank. Because you can spam a million starports and stuff like that. Now, we do have Unko actually securing the top right-hand base, so even though this game has been scrappy, very back and forth, it still could go on for a little bit longer as long as Unko doesn't throw away any more units. We've seen a lot of dead dropships, we've seen a lot of dead supply, and there's not going to be any more dropships anymore. It's going to be nothing but wraiths all the time. Now these Goliaths are still stopping this expansion up here, but they're not going to be able to stop this one. Unko is actually going to go ahead in bases again for the time being. Going to run out of gas here a lot sooner than his opponent does. But where are the dropships? Here we go. This is 6 dropships still. They're going to be heading over to the top right hand corner. And unlike when Unko runs in, usually we see him run into a load of Goliaths, but there's not really that many Goliaths here for the dropships to worry about. And honestly, Pinkbrush could actually just unload on top of these units and run these units in. Looks like he wants to drop into the 4th base here of his opponent. Maybe dropping on top of the... Yeah, dropping on top of the tanks are going to be great here. There's absolutely nothing that Unko has that can prepare him for this. He's going to send in more SCVs via a dropship. Those SCVs are going in to die, fellas. Unko is a Protoss player, but he subbed in for SPX, so... definitely a little bit unfortunate for iRk. I mean, Unko's done his best here, but unfortunately losing way too many dropships throughout the game has caused a lot of problems, so... Pinkbrush riding his lead to the bank here, I think. I mean, there is some more dropships coming in. Dropship gets picked off immediately. Looks like Unko may be able to clear up this drop, but at what cost? He's down to 28 SCVs, down to 120 supply. There's still a million units blocking him from really either reinforcing this base or getting the units out of it. And I just don't see where he goes from here. No, oh no, the mines, the mines, the mines, the mines! Okay, that wasn't as impactful as I thought it would be, but... Oh, that one is. Damn. Vulture's cleaning up all the SCVs in the top right at the same time as well, and... Unko's just a little bit too far behind now, I think. You can't really... Oh no, losing dropships again! It's like Unko forgets where his opponent's army is. Oh my goodness. I mean, sniping his own or his enemy's dropships as well. Really good to get those, but... I mean, the problem is you just don't have any units, you don't have any SCVs. Like, where do you realistically go from here? You need dropships to get your units out of your own base, essentially. And without those, like, there's nothing... Now, here's where +1 armor actually comes into play. This tank gonna kill an additional supply depot down here. More units heading up to the top right. I mean, wraiths are coming in, but look at the scan. The scans can take down those wraiths immediately. And after a very long TVT, it looks like Unko has just checkmated. Oh, sorry, Pinkbrush has checkmated his opponent because, I mean, realistically, how do you deal with this as Unko? You don't have anything. You've got 2 tanks defending your only base that's going to be mining on the map. You don't even have many SCVs over here. Pinkbrush is just putting on the hurt. Like, you can't get around this anymore. There's just no dropships to do so. 2 wraiths are not going to save you. There's so many Goliaths. Like, at this point, if he had like 2 control groups of wraiths, I can see it helping. But look at this, flying in without cloak as well, losing a wraith immediately. And I think that's just gotta be it. Yeah, this is definitely over. I mean, Unko knows that in TVT, if you've got a base in a dream, maybe something can happen, but you need more SCVs, you need more units, you just need everything that Unko just doesn't have. Like, Pinkbrush could actually just A-move this right now. Now, Pinkbrush doesn't want to give up the game, because you can actually, like, throw away games very, very easily. Kind of funny how easy it is to throw games in TVT, but this would be a miracle throw if this actually happened. Now, this isn't great, I'll admit, sending in that many units to die, but you can already see that Pinkbrush has a 3k, 2k bank, essentially. Going into, where's the science facility? Is there any BCs coming? I don't even know where the science facility is anymore. Down here? Okay, I don't even... There must be a science facility somewhere. I don't know where it is, it doesn't really matter. I feel like I'm missing something obvious. Kind of annoying me that I can't find this science facility, for crying out loud. Oh well. Maybe you lost it, actually. It'd be a weird thing to lose, but it can happen. Like, if you fly over here to scout and it gets sniped, it's not great. Now, Pinkbrush actually has a load of SCVs stuck. They're actually walled in. It's kind of funny. But look at this. Pinkbrush going to come in, going to cut off the top right-hand base. Really cut off the blood supply to Unko's economy here. And... or Unko, I don't know how you would say it. I'm saying it like the Japanese word Unko, but I guess that's not necessarily it. Yeah, but there we go. GG. Unko taps out and Pinkbrush takes game number 1. So as I mentioned before, one of the big problems is the fact that there was a walkover in Game 3, so currently the series is tied up 1-1. But the big problem is for both these teams, if either one of them lose, they could be hurting their chance of getting into the playoffs. Now, EF need to win, or they will not get in the playoffs confirmed, I think. And iRk, as long as they win with a decent margin, should still hold on to their position in the top half of the group, which secures them the better seed. So they're going to be looking to do it, but things are very close in the group stage right now. So we'll have to see how this goes when I get back in just a few minutes. See you guys soon.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Okay, we have a ton of Matrino codes still to use, so I'm making this quick video to show you how easy it is to actually use them. So you click the Matrino link, it brings up the Matrino page. In the top right, you hit sign in. You sign in with whatever you want to. In this case, I'm going to sign in with Twitch. That'll take you back to the page, and then if you hit contribute, you put in the coupon code LSTPL. You can put a comment if you want to, and you can hit contribute right there, and it will add it to the prize pool. Easy as pie. STPL does. Bio TVP? Wow! You got it! STPL does! Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does! Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs? Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DC's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 2. It's going to be Favorite versus G. Because I am not going to attempt to say this guy's name. But essentially, Favorite's not done too bad for iRk. One of the stronger Protoss players up there with DeWalt and Oyaji. Across the STPL. He played a lot more in Season 1, but he has played 5 games in Season 2 so far, and he's 2-3 this season. And just so happens that he's 2-3 against opponent's race. It is going to be a PvT, so I think it's a PvT. Yeah, it's a PvT. But his opponent, brand new to the STPL from South Korea, it's GHJKZ. I guess I should call him G because that's a really stupid name. I wonder if there's a way to say it better in Korean, but unfortunately because I'm not Korean, I don't know that. Okay, so looking up at our map, we're going to be heading into show us the half chair. You've not been waiting for months, you've been waiting for like 3 weeks, the same as I have. I'll show you a picture of what the chair looks like maybe. What I'll do is I'll post it on Discord or something and then I'll get the link. But either way, Carthage 3, a fun map. In TVP, it's been pretty good. Balanced, 6 and 6. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into game. And number 2, it's Favorite versus G. Okay, starting us off over here in the top left-hand corner in the red, it's going to be Favorite, fighting from Sweden. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand position is going to be in the blue. It's G, fighting for EF. Also, turning it upside down would make it much, much harder. Because the bottom half of the chair is quite heavy. Okay, so I just did something while we're waiting for stuff to happen at the beginning of the game that is going to make Hootie incredibly happy. Now, Custom Use, I do apologize that I never actually got the overlays to you in time before Custom Use Star League ended. But maybe once I've got a little bit more time and STPL Season 3 started, I'll make you a proper like database and stuff. Or maybe we can put the database together in STPL as well. Here is the chair in its current form. Okay, chairs in chat. Hootie can be happy now. It's all good. Now we've got a Nexus first coming in here from Favorite. Now we're not going to see that from G. G is going to go for a barracks and to a gas. So it's going to be a factory expand most likely. But 2-fact is a possibility on this map. Now looks like G got his SCV stuck a little bit on the temples in the middle. So gonna scout a little bit later, which is even more of a problem because realistically when you scout a 12 or 13 next, what you want to do is essentially you want to build load of marines, push with vultures and pull SCVs. It's not the best rush distance for sure, as CRVT says. It's quite a long rush distance, but as long as you rally properly, and as long as you avoid the temples in the middle, it's not actually that far. Okay, so the probe is going to be pushed away, but for how long? Favorite known to play a little bit cheesy. He went for a proxy DT against Scan. Now Cybercore is coming in. It is that far if you rally well as well, but still, it's not overall that crazy. It may be a little bit shorter than Fighting Spirit, but it's still worth rushing against the Nexus first if you can. But I mean, he scouted it too late anyway. Yeah, today was quite fun at work. I was incredibly bored, and I am now incredibly tired because of that fact. So if I sound a little bit tired to start off with, that's why. I need to wake up, and then I kind of tired myself out trying to put my chair together. I really didn't plan out today very well, but it is the final day of the group stage. It is one of the most important days of STPL Season 2. Things are so incredibly close up there at the top. The top 3 spots have pretty much been decided already, with Seoul in first, Valhalla Team in second, and White Clan in third. But 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th is not great. Now it is going to be a 2-factory play here from G. Now this isn't the most standard build for sure. 2-fact isn't that great against 12 Nexus because your opponent gets 2 gateways very quickly. They get their tech very quickly as well. So this 2-fact shouldn't really do too much. Now after we just saw a 30-minute game just then, well, it's 2-fact starport as well, so there's going to be a dropship behind this. Now this actually is a good move. If he can put his units up here, drop into the main, but look, oh, Favorite getting ready for something like that, moving a probe down to see whether or not there was someone in his base. Also, Hootie is far too obsessed with my new chair. Seeing 2-port cloak chair versus proxy double chair. Yeah, 2-fact dropship can do some damage to 12 next compared to just a 2-fact, because you can drop into the main, and that's obviously going to be a little bit better. You're going to have mines out the front as well. The observatory should be quite late, all considering, only just now coming up at the 5-minute mark. So the vultures should be able to drop into the main. Now speed isn't quite done, it's only 2/3 of the way done here, so speed isn't going to come into effect right away with the drop. But look at Favorite, he's getting ready for this already. He knows there was no CC when he went in there before, and he knows how popular starport play is these days in TVP, so he's going to be completely prepared for any drop that comes in, and that's going to put G very, very far behind. I really want to be sitting in my new chair right now, but unfortunately I'm not. I do have my new lumbar cushion I could put behind me and test it out, but I don't think it's going to help too much. Now, the Vulture's getting into the main. The Zealot eating all the mines and not dying. Oh my goodness, that mine actually got a probe. It's not every day you get to see that. It wasn't a massive amount of probes either, but still summon. Doesn't get that much damage done though, but we do have another dropship coming in. It's pretty much it's 2-fact nothing but vultures. And he didn't have any additional vultures going into the natural, because you can see there's 2 dragoons and a zealot prepared for this. I mean, Favorite is pretty much perfectly defended against any possible drop right now. He's going to pull his probes away. The zealot nearly eating a mine there into the worst possible place. Now, vultures are going to get a couple of probes. 3 probes now. Only 3 though. And I mean, Favorite's still ahead in workers, so it's just a little bit unfortunate. Now, Favorite getting ready to build a 3rd base. Going to build a pylon up here in a bit of a weird spot, but I guess it does spot for dropships a little bit later on. Allows you to build cannons up here as well without putting them in too much danger. But Wraith coming out now as well to try and intercept any shuttles. Now, unfortunately for him, the shuttle is going to be here at the front of the base. And now this is going to be another big problem. How do you deal with the Bulldog? You go for like 8 or 10 vultures just then. 2 of them are in a dropship in the top right of the map. Like 6 vultures I think have died so far. You don't have the units to be able to deal with this kind of drop, and it looks like Favorite is going to be able to hit a very good timing here. And I don't know how G is going to be able to cancel this out. Now, he is building 2 tanks at a time, which can be very helpful, but siege mode isn't done. Observer coming in, going to see everything that's going on at the front here. And when he sees these tanks on siege, that should be his cue to go. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Now, the unsiege tanks means the Zealot Bomb not going to do as much, but still getting Zealots on the back of these tanks going to be very, very good. Looks like, oh, nice pull away on that back tank. Going to keep it alive a little bit, but look at this. The Dragoons surrounding the bunker. They're going to get it down. The SCVs have been pulled. And the Zealots getting back on top of the tanks again. There's goons up here as well. Okay, the SCVs are doing a way better job against the goons than they should be able to. Looks like Favorite is not microing properly. And that's actually going to help him stay alive for at least the time being. The tanks at the bottom, though, going down. There is a drop in the main. There's 14 kills overall on these vultures, but Favorite is still on 34 probes. Yeah, Favorite not being able to micro properly there. Definitely causing a few problems, but is going to be able to break the natural finally. The tank is going to be able to clean everything up. Nice repair. I'm going to keep the old chair for a bit and then probably take it down to the dump. But I'll need help doing that because I don't have a car. So I've also got a lot of other stuff to take to the dump. So it'll probably sit in the corner over by where the green screen sits. Yeah, that was well done living through it. But unfortunately, he's so far behind now that even though you live through it, you're not in a position where you can come back, I don't think, as Terran. Like, obviously there's always a chance to come back in Brood War, and Favorite did throw away a lot of units, but losing pretty much every single one of your early tanks, I would say that's quite difficult. Now, CRVT saying he has +1. No, he doesn't, not just yet. Yes, the 3rd base has been delayed for now. That's certainly going to help him. Obviously, the 3rd base delaying is super good as well. But Favorite does have a chance to throw this back away. If Favorite obviously moves too far forward. And I'm speechless after what I've just read. But here we go, another attempt at a Bulldog coming in. Looks like Azella going to get on top of the tank. A Dragoon dropping down as well. And could Favorite be throwing away a little bit too much here? This is a lot of tanks. Not that many Dragoons. And the Wraith eating a ton of damage there. And oh my god, observers going down here by the dozen. There's 2 observers sat on top of each other. What are they doing here together? Spread them out a little bit, man. But looks like the wall going to hold steady at the front. Favorite loses a ton of units without doing too much. And bad trades like that is what G needs Favorite to make if he wants to stay in this game. Now, obviously, once again, this is an incredibly important game for both teams. We've got Templar Archives in, so there's going to be an Arbiter Tribunal here. Only 4 gateways at the moment here for Favorite. Obviously, with a lack of 3rd base, it's a little bit harder to spam those gateways. Favorite did kill a few SCVs when he broke in, as CRV2 pointed out, which is very, very respectful to do, but +2 is going to be nicely... Oh no, +2 is not going to be nicely timed. Okay, second armory is going to come in, so +2 is going to be a little bit late. Double starport though. I think he went into a... This is one of those moments where muscle memory really fails you. Now, obviously going for more dropships isn't necessarily a bad thing, but he's got one of them lifted, so that was definitely a mistake. Okay, 3 additional factories coming in, a 3rd command center coming in as well. I really don't like what they did with the overlay and remastered. It should be off the screen so we get to see the whole screen, but oh well, not too much of a problem. Could be worse, could be reforged. Okay, we got another dropship. Well, I think this is the same dropship actually. Done a good job keeping alive. Gonna go into the main. Oh, this is a very nice drop place. If you get a load of mines down, blocking the units away from you. Oh, okay, never mind. Zealots can just go through the buildings, of course. Now, oh, nice pickup on the tank. Gonna save all of his units. The probes have been pulled. And still eating a mine there. I don't know what happened to the Zealot. I think... Oh, it's over here. Now, an observer is finding itself on top of all the factories, which is exactly where an observer wants to be. Apparently, I did shots fired, and I'm not sure what I said, but oh, looks like the dropship's finally going to go down. Nice pick off by Favorite there in the top left. We've got cannons coming in just to help defend against any further drops, which is a good play. When you've got your 3rd base up, you can afford it. And honestly, with the amount of aggression that G's been going for this game, it's definitely not a bad choice to go for a couple of cannons now. 2-1 is on the way. That is so weird that it doesn't show what upgrade is going, that this is actually +1 armor. Oh, the comments regarding Reforged. That is a very good point. I feel very bad for the developers. I'm going to have to... Okay, that's interesting. If you click on a building and then hide the overlay... Wait, can I do it again? Yeah, if you hide the overlay and bring it back up, it removes whatever upgrade is showing on the screen. That's kind of cool. It also does it with this as well. Bug found. I don't know if that's a bug or not. Maybe it's due to the way the overlay loads. Okay, 4th base coming in here from Favorite. G has gone into his 3rd. Now, this is a mineral only, but it is kind of the stepping stone base to take a 4th base down here. Then you got the option of going for a 5th down here as well. It definitely shouldn't work like that, but it is. But the good thing is, unlike a lot of people who find a bug and then just moan about it forever and say, why is this game so shit? I'm going to message the developers and say, hey, this is a bug. Just thought you should know about it. And then they'll be able to fix it eventually. Now that shop's fired at certain people, but Favorite going to move in. This is a ton of units from Favorite. Not many units here for G, but nice stasis on the ramp. I mean, still, G is trading incredibly efficiently against Favorite's army. I mean, Favorite is going to be trying to push up a ramp. He's been fighting a supply depot for the vast majority of that engagement. Storm coming in on top of the ramp as well, though. Definitely going to help this out. And the stasis pretty good. Looks like, oh, losing the arbiter to the turret. Not the best position to be in, but there is going to be a... Oh, it's going to be a storm drop. Does he have any energy on these Templar anymore? Getting into the mineral line going to be super good. Are we out of scans? No, we're definitely not out of scans. Sometimes it's just a little bit harder to scan when you're there. Oh, the mine! I gritted my teeth there. I don't know why. I didn't do too much, but another tank gonna go down. The dragoons in the main base. This is kind of the we've got the Polish recall, which is shuttles just dropping everything off. We've got the Lancer X recall, or favorite recall, I guess, which is the Russian one, which is just running the units into the base. I guess you could say they're rushing into the base, right? Oh, that was bad. I'm sorry. Someone told me today to make more cringy jokes, and I should... Well, I was making a joke about how I was going to set it to 240p, so we could have it like I used to watch Brood War, where it was like, if you can see the minimap, it's a good day. It really is the last day of the Season 2 group stage after 13 long weeks. Well, not long weeks. I guess it was quite short compared to a 15-month season last season. But after 13 weeks, we're going to be heading into the playoffs in a couple of weeks' time. At least the casting will be a couple of weeks' time. It's very possible that we will have the games played next week. I'm not too sure, but it'll obviously be the first week of the playoffs. There'll be overall 3 weeks in the playoffs. There'll be like the quarterfinals, or the quarterfinals, which are before the quarterfinals, kind of like the round of 16. The 2 teams that win that will go into the round of 8 against the 2 teams that are seeded there. Then we'll have another week. I think it's going to be 4 weeks of playoffs overall, because the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then the grand finals, because I obviously like to give people a week to prepare for their matches. So we've still got a little bit to go of STPL Season 2, but I've already been working heavily on a lot of the Season 3 stuff as well. The new chair will be done by round 3, by Season 3 even. My favourite round is the quarterfinals, which is around a 64, I think. 8, 16, quarter. That's like the round of 128, I think. If I remember my binary correctly. Well, that wouldn't be binary, but I don't know what the hell I'm going on about now. Here we go. We are going to have a proper recall coming into the base of Vessel, though. Moving into position. Can he get the EMP? This would be massive. Juking and driving around the Vessel if he can. The EMP, though, gets it. Nice moves by G. The decimal to second should be fixed for Season 3. I'm hoping. Albert showed me how to do it, and I haven't actually followed his things. Okay, getting a 4th base here shouldn't be too hard to hold on to. Obviously, you do have tanks in this position, which defends this ramp. Now, obviously, recall going to be quite powerful, but with good EMPs like the one we just saw, that's going to be pretty good. We've got Favorite going into a 5th base as well. You can see the top left and the right-hand base been taken. But let's see if he can hold on. The SCV's trying... Oh, my goodness. That could have been bad. Luckily enough, holding on the... Oh, no EMP here. But the Dragoon's getting stuck on the ramp, essentially. Now, that's a nice storm. But it looks like G is going to hold on to this ramp for now. And, I mean, Favorite just lost a ton of units to do that. Now, let's see what's going on. We've got Favorite up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways. Quadruple Stargate going Fleet Beacon. There is going to be 4 carriers at a time here, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to be the finishing blow, I think. And yeah, all the denied mining with stasis as well. Look how many SCVs are caught in this stasis. How many was it? 6. That's not too bad. I've always wondered why Protoss who have a lot of Arbiters left over don't just start stasing mineral lines, because it feels like it's pretty good. Especially if the Terran's low economy like he is here. Oh, the EMP though! Oh, what an EMP. Gets both Arbiters, get a ton of shield off of these Dragoons as well. And Favorite gonna be forced back home. Yeah, I caught myself getting my chair earlier done, or trying to do my chair earlier. And essentially, I put a plaster on it, or a band-aid as Americans would call it. And I think I've done it too tight because my finger really hurts. Well, it doesn't hurt, it's just like super uncomfortable. It's not purple or anything, so I think I should be fine, but... Oh, another EMP. Oh my goodness. This man and his EMPs. Ah. Such good EMPs on this vessel. I think this vessel is EMP'd 1... It's EMP'd 6 and, like, Arbiters now. Now, this is the problem. Yes, EMPs are good against Arbiters, but are they good against carriers? Kind of. Not great, though. And this is 4 carriers. There's another 4 just spawning. 1, 2. Looks like he actually got supply blocked from being maxed out. So looks like the carrier is going to arrive. They're going to sit on top of the right-hand side here, just like pinging away at this base. It's going to take him a while to kill it eventually because he's only got +1 damage. But looks like Favorite wanted to push down into the bottom right. Unfortunately for G, he's not been able to secure this bottom left-hand position, so he's gonna have to worry about this. I'm taking off this plaster and I'm ruining everything. But yeah, I've got the plaster off now. That feels better. But looks like we are going to have Favorite pushing in. A lot of the ground army is going to go down to the tanks. Great shots by those front tanks. A good EMP. Wait. EMP the Arbiters again. That's it. Oh my goodness. If it wasn't for these carriers, Favorite would be in a lot of trouble. Now the carriers, they're just going to... Oh my god, they're even going to get the engineering bay. Now, this 9 o'clock base is going to be important because G needs to secure this for himself, but he's only on 3... Well, he's only on 2 gases again, both of which should be depleted. This one isn't, but close. And with only 1 gas, or essentially 1 gas, how are you going to build enough Goliaths to kill 7 carriers? You're not going to be able to. And yes, he's going to lose the 9 o'clock base, but guess what? He has the 3, he has the 10. He's going to get this base in the middle as well, and G just does not have the units to deal with this. I mean, Favorite doing a really good job with this carrier micro here, just ensuring that everything goes down. Now, this is nice repairing. He needs to repair this, but the trouble is, every mineral he wastes repairing this is a mineral not building Goliaths, and that's not really a position where he can afford to be in right now. So, looks like we are going to have Favorite, or GHKZ pushing forward. There is Arbiters here. They are going to be able to help clean up these units. But 3 Goliaths going to kill 1 of them. Zealot's going to get on top of the other one. Scan's going down. And yes, he killed a load of probes in the top left-hand corner, but there's another 4 carriers. There's 7 down here already. GG. GH taps out. And Favorite wins game number 2. Okay, so once again, just going to point out that Game 3 was a walkover, and it was won in favor of Marwin. So essentially, iRk are now 2-1 up in this series. We're going to be heading into match point after this, so let's have a very, very quick break so I can load up the replay and see you guys very soon. Toss a coin to your content creators, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your content creators, a friend of humanity. Okay guys, welcome back to today's STPL. Now this player will need no introduction. It's DeWalt, the second highest ranked foreigner in the entire STPL. He's got a 79% win rate. He's won 39 games. In his last 10 games, he's won 9 of them. He's not played Shaylin before, but he is 11 wins, 2 losses against Zerg, which is ridiculous. I mean, when you look in the last... he's not played any like super high level. Well, he's played Jaeyun, and Jaeyun is like a top 4 BSL player. So DeWalt definitely played some incredibly good players in his STPL career and done very, very well across all of his games. And his opponent, one of the more active female Korean streamers on Twitch, Chaylin streaming quite a lot recently as well, at least I think she has been. I know at the beginning of the STPL season she was, but she's not doing too badly as well. A 61% win rate for her, and she's currently 4 wins, 1 loss against Protoss. So I think this could be a really cool matchup. I'm hoping if we get a little bit of a longer game like we have had, that it's going to be a little bit more exciting. I think the first 2 games were a little bit decided super early on, and it just took a little bit for them to finish off. Now, obviously, I'm kind of hoping, I do think iRk deserve to win this series as well, but I'm kind of hoping that Chaylin can win this one. I know it's going to be tough for her because even though she is quite strong, DeWalt is one of the strongest players outside of Korea, and one of the strongest PvZ players outside of Korea as well. So this is definitely going to be a tough game. And Net Wars are currently, I can't actually check at the moment, I'll check in a moment for you, but let's have a look at the map stats. I think they just about are, but Neo Outlier is going to be the map. In terms of ZVP, Protoss have had a big advantage here, 15 wins, 9 losses, but a lot of Zergs here have been going for all-ins that haven't worked, so that kind of definitely skews it a little bit. But I really like the fact we've had 24 games in ZVP on this map, because you know what it means? It means like the balance stats we have are a little bit more accurate. Like obviously when you've only got 4 games, so like Protoss have won all 4, it looks like Protoss is super imber. But it's actually not that bad for Protoss here. Definitely not as balanced as Neo Arkanoid, but still a good map. Let's head in to game number 4 even. I know we skipped a game that was a walkover. It's EF's Chaylin versus iRk's DeWalt here on Neo Outlier. Okay, starting us off. What, did I already announce Chaylin? I can't remember. Starting us off in the 12 o'clock position, we have the Red Zerg fighting for EF from South Korea. It's Chaylin. And her opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner is the Blue Protoss fighting from Russia for iRk. It's DeWalt. Now, in terms of the team rankings, Net Wars are currently in 6th. If iRk win this series, they will not change position. If they lose, if they lose, they can't drop below Net Wars. So regardless of the outcome of this specific series, if EF win, they'll go. No, they won't. So Net Wars are currently safely in 6th. They're not going to move up or down depending on the outcome of this game, but EF could move up to 8th or 7th depending on how this goes. If they win, of course. If they lose, they're actually going to drop below Red. Eternal Friends are currently in 8th right now. So if they lose, they're going to go into 9th. Yeah. So if EF actually lose this series, they're going to knock themselves out of the playoff, I think. But then Rev have to play still. And if Rev win, Rev can, I believe... Wait, are Rev above Red already? Yeah, Rev are already above Red, so... Essentially, Red may have a ticket into the playoffs here. It depends entirely how this game goes. Now, we did have, I believe this was an overpull into a hatchery. Yep, would have been an overpull into a hatchery here for Chaylin. DeWalt going for a Forge first. Now, this game is incredibly important, way more important than I could possibly imagine. Because if Chaylin can beat DeWalt here, we will go to an ace match. And if Chaylin cannot, iRk will secure their position in 4th, and EF will be out of the playoffs, which is ridiculous. If Rev win, they will be top 8 for sure, I believe. You're already in the top 8, you're 6th at the moment, and essentially you will not move regardless of the outcome of this game, and if you win, you go further up, I think. So Rev have made it into the playoffs. It's cast live from replays, so this game was played a couple of Sundays ago. Essentially, each week there's 7 best of 5s played. At the same time, 1700 CET and 1800 CET, or 1600 and 1800, depending on what teams are playing. And it'd be physically impossible to cast them all, so we do cast from replays. Also, as it's a global tournament, as you can see, we've got Russia versus South Korea. If I was to cast live, then we would be causing lag, so... 1 Terran 1... Oh, actually, 2 Terrans have lost and 1 Terran won, but the 1 Terran won with a walkover. No, 2 Terrans have won, because it was a TVT. Okay, core coming up for the ult. Shaylin going into a third hatchery here up the front. Let's see if she's going to go for a crazy Hydra all in. No, it's going to be a lair, so fairly normal style coming out of Shaylin, which is pretty good because it means we're likely going to have a macro game. And I think seeing a macro game between these two players specifically, out of all the players we could see from EF and iRk meeting each other, I think this is probably going to be the coolest matchup. Obviously, I wanted to see Marwyn play, but Darking, his opponent, didn't show up, so there we have it. Now with this lair, is Shaylin going to go straight into Spire? Is she going to go to Muteless play behind this? I mean, there's no second gas just yet, so it could just be a safety Spire to go for some Scourge to deal with any possible Corsairs. We got the Stargate already on the way. You can see the Overlord going to run as far away as possible, as quickly as possible, if you can call this quick, because it doesn't want to lose the Overlord. Now, there is a good number of Lings. There is only one cannon, but realistically, you're not going to be able to break this. This is pretty well... This is tight, so you don't have to worry about this. Now, Shaylin going to try and go in. Oh my god, Shaylin gets in. No way. No way does Shaylin get in. 2 probes have gone down. 3 probes have gone down. The Lings are going to get into the main. Oh no, okay, only 2 Lings do remain, but 2 Lings are enough to cause a major problem for Protoss. This is a big, big headache to deal with Speedlings in your base. You cannot hide anything. The only thing you can do is micro your probes like crazy to not lose to Lings, but 3 probes have died already. Let's see if a 4th one can go down. Targeting the gas probes, definitely the best choice here. Now, Shaylin adding more and more Lings on. This is a bit of a weird Ling all-in timing almost, but Spire coming in. No Hydra Den just yet. The 2 Lings in the main, one of them has gone down, so just a single Ling going to be left. No Templar Archives just yet either. Oh, it's coming up in the natural, sorry. And this is kind of crazy now. Oh my goodness. DeWalt is doing what we saw from, was it Horatoss, wasn't it? Where you build a proxy gateway and you go for DTs. This is a sick play. I love this. I really do love this. It's very, very unlikely your Zerg opponent will ever scout over there. So you're going to get away with this. And guess what? There's no Overlord anywhere near this base. Unlike when Horatoss did it, there was kind of an Overlord nearby. There is no Overlords. Okay, there's 2 here. But they get back very, very slowly. Overlord speed is not on the way. It's not already done. This could be a very, very quick kill. This could be some 6-minute curses. Buena saying if he ever plays this map, he's going to send his second Overlord to that damn corner. Not a bad idea. Now, Scourge in the main, looking for a Corsair kill. Looks like the Zealots unable to really get any damage done. Do kill a load of Lings, but not manage to kill the Sunken, not manage to kill any additional drones. Now, this is the main story. 1, 2, 3. All Overlord spawning at the right time. How lucky is that? Well, it may be timed, but could be luck as well. But only 4 drones go down there, which is actually pretty good reaction times from Shaylin. You can lose incredibly... Sorry, you can lose a lot of drones. They're only losing 5 drones there, not too bad. And Xmog, I hate to admit, the only Gaki stuff I actually watch is the New Year's stuff, because I can never find a link to watch it during the week, or during the year. So if you've got a link and you can link me up, throw them to me, and then I'll watch it more. Also, I find it funny how people call in Shaylin. Oh my goodness, DT kill him 5, or get him 5. Oh my god, he's gonna get the Spire. Chalen losing the Spire could be a big problem. +1 carapace is not yet done. The DT gets the Spire, gets another drone. Gets another drone. That's 7 drones that have died so far. And that's a problem. Now the Scourge in the main, not really going to do too much, but does need to be careful not to lose any additional Corsairs. I think he lost the Corsairs before. This is kind of funny. DT gonna wait here to die to Mutalisks. What a weird day. Yeah, but this Ninja Gateway has been spotted now. Oh no, the DT is going to go back into the natural, or back into the main. There's no... Oh, okay, the Mutalisks are coming back. The Overlord is in a good position, but 3 additional drones going down. Could it be a 4th? No, can't be a 4th. But another DT spawned. Oh my goodness, this DT could actually throw Chalen off a little bit. If Chalen starts attacking this down here, if DeWalt realizes, yeah, that's it. DeWalt's going to go into the mineral line here. Another drone goes down. Another 2. Okay, a little bit of weird pathing there. Going to try and focus down the spawning pool. Going to be unable to do it, but does need to be very careful. No additional Dark Templars are going to be made from this gateway. But DeWalt, I mean, he doesn't have a massive standing army because he only had 1 gateway back at home for a while. But Chalen doing pretty well. Not losing too many drones, so she is still in a pretty good spot. Obviously, 3 base is done. Now, oh my goodness, is DeWalt going to get more drones? Nope, misclick. Okay, that was a little bit unfortunate, but there we go. Now, DeWalt looking like he wants to move out and take a 3rd base. The final 2 remaining Scourge, I believe this actually is, going to hold out here. I don't think the Spire's been rebuilt yet, which is definitely a problem. You do need a Spire in PvZ. It's not too important once you have enough Hydras, and you do have the Mutas from earlier, but they don't have +1 carapace. The Corsairs have +1, oh, they don't have +1 attack actually. Skipping +1 attack is really interesting. You usually would get that in PvZ these days. That's definitely the more modern way to play. But DeWalt going to go in with a little bit of a Zealot run by here, going for the Lancer X build. Going to try and get behind Chalen's lines and do a little bit of damage to the Hydra Force. Now, getting the Hydra Force lower is definitely going to help the High Temper a little bit later. Now, looks like the Corsair is going to shut away those Overlords from being able to see the 3rd base coming up. Now, Zealot's getting into the middle line, killing 2 drones, getting at a 3rd. Can he get a 4th? No 4th drone going to go down for Chalen, but Chalen still at 34 drones. Not that bad of a position to be in. DeWalt only on 46 probes, still no 3rd base from him. Finished up. 6-7 gateways now for DeWalt, so that's obviously going to be a little bit of benefit. No +1 attack still, but Dragoon range is just finished. Now, where is the Robo is my question. Like, you need to transition to there we go. So Robo going to come up. It's very important to transition into Robo eventually because you do need observers. Later game Reavers are incredible, so you need to get Reavers as well. But for now, it'd be pretty cool. Looks like DeWalt going to try and hold on to his bottom right-hand base here. Oh my goodness, Chalen going in for a snipe on the High Templar, unable to do so. The Mutalisks go down. If +1 carapace was done there, that would have definitely been a little bit better. Now, there's still no Spire yet. Okay, this is definitely a dangerous way to play. So, is this going to be a Spire? No, an additional hatchery and an additional gas lurker aspect is on the way. Shimmer saying doesn't Protoss equal cheese? No, that isn't true. There are some good Protoss players. I know Artosis would not have you believe that, but it's true. Protoss players can play legit. Now, a lot of Hydralisks going down to that storm, but not enough to really cause Chalen too many problems. Now, Chalen's move here is to try and set up a Lurker Contain. If she can get a good Lurker Contain going up, this is going to be still a pretty even game. But, oh, okay, Shimmer saying they don't only cheese. And Green saying that's a Protoss myth. propagated by Protoss players. Bringing up the CPL team, not one legit Protoss player. Oh no, that was not one legit player. I was on that team. Now, no Queen's Nest, no Spy yet, still for Chaelin. Chaelin going to be relying entirely on Hydralisk, kind of going for the effort style here. They do have +1 attack. Wait, where is the... okay, it's up here. +1 attack against +2 attack, so upgrade's definitely going to favor DeWalt, and obviously Chaelin losing a few overlords there, going to get supply blocked. Now, the issue Chaelin is going to have, and this is a big problem in CVP, where you're going for nothing but Hydralisk early on until you get 11 Lurkers, is where Hydras don't really trade that well. They do in big numbers, but when you're lower number like this, if you're down in upgrades, you're not going to be in a good spot. So but yeah, just to go back to that question from Xmog earlier, hit me up with a link of where you watch Gaki during the year, because I can't find anywhere. I want to watch Downtown. Okay, so we have a lot of storms coming down from DeWalt, pushing through this army like butter right now. Hydra is melting to the Dragoons, the Storms, and the Zealots. All of the Lurkers, that was 11 Lurkers that have almost fully gone down. Now, the Observer has been sniped, so these 2 Lurkers can hold on, at least for the time being, but not without losing more Hydralisks. And now we have DeWalt doubling Chaelin's supply. DeWalt looks like he wants to try and expand down into the bottom left. And if DeWalt can secure this base, where does Chaelin get our extra gas? It looks like Chaelin gonna glitch a drone through and try and go for a base over on the left-hand side. And the trouble with this base is without Hive, you can't get reinforcing units out of there. Now, it looks like Chaelin is going to try and mine out these minerals. It'll take a little bit. We're going to Corsair coming in here, doing a little bit more damage to the Overlord. Scouts the fact there's no Hive. And DeWalt's got another Observer here, so he's going to push forward, and Chaelin is going to try and hold on the best she can. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough this time. Oh, the Observer gets sniped again, though. Great. Perfect Observer snipe there, actually. Now, this is funny. DeWalt realizes, hey, I've actually got a lot of units, so I'm just going to keep pushing. But Chaelin's Lurkers are doing so much damage to... Oh, this is a nice place to have a Lurker, by the way. This is actually the first time I've seen someone mine this out. But this is a really nice position. Now, Storm going down on those Lurkers, going to help clean them up. Another Observer is not here yet. Looks like Chaelin has actually managed to hold on. For the time being, the High Templar getting sniped. Chaelin still holding on pretty well. It is still 50 supply against 110. But things have been worse in this game, so that's not too bad. Although, things are definitely getting worse than they were. A lot of Overlords went down again. That definitely seems to be a little bit of a common trend in this game. DeWalt transferring his probes completely undefended over to the bottom left-hand base. Looks like he wanted to send his Dragoons up, but did send them the wrong way. So that's a little bit unfortunate. 4 cannons coming up down here. 5 cannon. Gateway gonna come up. Looks like DeWalt's gonna scout out the 4th base attempt by Chaelin. Chaelin gonna not really mining out of her main, but okay, fairly not really mining out of any base right now. So DeWalt gonna come back in. Another Robo or another Observer has been done, and they are definitely worse than they were before. So, oh my goodness, nice Storm. Overlords flying into Dragoons again, not where they want to be. And I think DeWalt may have just overpowered Chaelin too much here. Chaelin just doesn't have much to hold on. A single Lurker at the top of the ramp, not going to help out here, but going to move down and going to go down to the Dragoons. There we go. GG. DeWalt wins, and iRk secures their place in the playoffs. Okay, let's head on over to the results for a moment. It's 3-1. There's no ace. Marwin won in a walkover. So 3-1 in favor of iRk. It was Pinkbrush beating Unko, Favourite beating G, Marwin beating Darking with a walkover, and DeWalt winning over Chaylin. A little bit unfortunate that we got a walkover in the final week, but it happens. There's not really too much we can do about it sometimes, but oh yeah, Incomplete's family are watching, and I'm kind of scared now. It's a lot of pressure. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we're gonna have a second series coming up. It's gonna be Incomplete's team. It's gonna be Rev, and they're gonna be up against DM. So we'll have a look at the final table when we're done with that. So see you guys in just over 5 minutes for series number 2.